I would request everyone to please settle down so that we can start the event. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nilesh Khanna. I'm a regional manager working with NIIT Foundation, and I'm the host for the day. On behalf of Cisco and NIIT Foundation, it is my honor to welcome you all to the Cyber Suraksha Plus milestone event, where we celebrate the incredible achievement of empowering 1.5 million learners with cybersecurity skill, a milestone that contributes to India's journey towards a cyber-secure future. We are deeply honored to have eminent leaders from government, industry, policing, academia, and social impact with us today. To begin the day on an auspicious note, I would like to request our dignitaries to please come on stage and join us for the lamp lighting ceremony. symbolizing knowledge, safety, and empowerment. May I now invite Shri Shailendra Trivedi to please come on stage. Mr. Brian Tippins. Mr. Harish Krishnan. Mr. P. Rajendran. Ms. Sapna Mudgil. And Ms. Rohini Kamath. And Ms. Charu to be on the stage. Please put your hands together, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Moving on. So, to formally welcome all of us and set the tone for the day, may I please request Mr. Amar Gupta, Director Operations NIIT Foundation, to please come on stage and facilitate our guest for the day. Mr. Amar Gupta, please. Thank you. I would request Shri Shailendra Trivedi ji, Chief General Manager, Department of Information Technology, Reserve Bank of India, to please come on stage. Mr. Brian Tippins, SVP and Chief Social Impact and Inclusion Officer, Cisco. Please come on stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amar. I would now like to request Mr. Akhilesh Sharma, National Program Head, NIIT Foundation, to please come on stage and felicitate our guest. Mr. Harish Krishnan, Managing Director and Chief Policy Officer, Cisco India and Southeast Asia. Thank you. Mr. P. Rajendran, co-founder, NIIT Limited. Please put your hands together, guys. Thank you, Akhilesh sir. May I please request Ms. Sapna Mudgil, Chief Executive Officer, NIIT Foundation, to please come on stage and felicitate our guest. Ms. Charu Adesnik, Cisco, may please come on stage. Put your hands together, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, yeah. No, I would request Ms. Rohini Kamath, Program Manager, Cisco, to please come on stage. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, please. So we have one more guest for the evening, but unfortunately he's stuck in the traffic, Mr. Rajshekhar Joshi. He'll be here any moment. And once again, I would like to request Akhilesh sir to please be on stage and felicitate Mr. Tarun Anthony, Project Manager, Cisco. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Moving on, to share the larger vision behind Cisco Cyber Suraksha Plus program and its national impact, I now invite Ms. Sapna Mudgil, Chief Executive Officer, NIIT Foundation, to walk us through the journey of NIIT Foundation in creating impact in the social sector through Cyber Suraksha Plus program. Ma'am, please, the stage is all yours.
So good morning everybody. It's always so exciting to see our students in the audience. I think that for me is the reason for coming to an event like this. So welcome. It's a privilege to be here today as we celebrate a truly remarkable milestone of 1.5 million people empowered through the Cisco Cyber Suraksha Plus program. Congratulations to the entire Cisco team, our partners, and also the learners whose determination really made this milestone possible. As some of you might know, NIIT Foundation is an NGO which was set up in 2004. And our aim is to reach the unreached and underserved people of our country and bring quality education and skilling to cities and towns where there are many students who want to learn but are not able to for some reason or the other, like perhaps financial constraint or lack of infrastructure or lack of quality teachers. So NIIT Foundation works at scale, which means our goal is to reach many, many, many students every year. And usually that is like maybe 2 million a year, sometimes 3 million a year. And we work pan-India, which means about 80% of the districts in India, we have somebody or the other learning from NIIT Foundation. As India becomes a digital-first society, the communities we serve are entering the digital world without a safety net. Young people are online early, but not safely. Women use technology for opportunities, but often without understanding the risks. A single wrong click, an unknown link, or a misleading message can cause financial loss, emotional distress, or long-term distrust in society, in technology. And this is why cyber wellness has become a foundational life skill, as essential as digital literacy itself. And this is exactly where Cyber Suraksha Plus has made an extraordinary difference. For NIIT Foundation, this partnership is deeply meaningful. Our mission is to create inclusive, technology-enabled pathways to education and employment for the underserved communities. And Cyber Suraksha Plus has strengthened that mission by ensuring that people don't just use technology, but that they can use it safely, confidently, and responsibly. So to explain a little bit about our journey, we've created a video. So I'm going to invite Amar Nilesh to play that video. That really just takes us through the journey a little bit and talks about what is Suraksha Plus program all about. So thank you so much.
You don't see it. You don't hear it. But somewhere, right now, a life is under threat. Every 39 seconds, a cybercrime succeeds. Every 39 seconds, someone's world can shift in a blink. Cybercrime is now one of the world's biggest economies, built entirely on loss. 3 years ago, NIIT Foundation and Cisco set out with a simple belief that cyber safety isn't optional anymore. Our journey since has reached people as wide-ranging as India itself, across ages, identities, abilities, and lived realities, all connected by their vulnerability in the digital world. Because cyber risk doesn't discriminate, and our protection must be just as impartial.
Recognizing this need, Cisco has taken proactive steps. In March 2022, Cisco launched Cyber Suraksha Initiative in partnership with NIIT Foundation. This program had an objective to train 1 million underprivileged individuals in cybersecurity by 2025, with a vision that 40% of the beneficiaries will be women.
Across 27 states and 5 union territories, a passionate team reached a milestone few imagined possible. 1 million people now move through the digital world with confidence, alert to risks, aware of threats, and empowered to stay safe.
The impact cuts across general awareness to enhancing professional skills. The beneficiaries of the program range from senior citizens to underprivileged youth across the length and breadth of the country. At Cisco, our mission is to power an inclusive future for all. Cyber Suraksha is yet another manifestation of this commitment.
क्योंकि हम लोगों के साथ पहले से बहुत कुछ फ्रॉड हो चुका था। हमसे OTP मांगी गई थी, तो खास करके 2 दिन तो मेरे पास भी कॉल आया था।
उनकी बातें सुनकर तो मैं समझ गया था कि ये मतलब कोई स्कैम ही कर रहा है, क्योंकि बैंक वाले तो किसी OTP के लिए कभी फ़ोन नहीं करते।
उसके बाद जब मुझे ये NIT से पता चला कि हाँ ऐसे ऐसे हम उसको सिक्योर कर सकते हैं, तो फिर मैं दोबारा वो ID मैंने खोला, प्राइवेसी का सब जितना भी सेटिंग होते हैं उन सबको फिर मैंने ऑप्शन में अलाउ कर दिया।
मैंने कहा देखो, अगर आपको ATM बंद करना है तो आप कर दो, नहीं तो हम बैंक से चालू करवा लेंगे इसको। अगर आप दोबारा फ़ोन करोगे तो मुझे पता है आप स्कैम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो और मैं 1930 पे कॉल कर दूंगा।
पासवर्ड के बारे में तो इन्होंने ये बताया है, बिल्कुल स्ट्रॉन्ग पासवर्ड होना चाहिए। उसमें @ भी डाल सकते हो, डॉलर भी डाल सकते हो, पाउंड्स भी डाल सकते हो, क्वेश्चन मार्क भी डाल सकते हो, और उसको हमने कहीं अपनी प्राइवेट डायरी में नोट करके रखना ताकि वो भूल भी ना जाए।
18,000 young people stepped into new careers. Cyber Suraksha Plus didn't just inform, it unlocked futures.
मुझे इतनी उम्मीद ही नहीं थी कि मैं इतनी अच्छी कंपनी में इतनी अच्छी पोजीशन में होऊंगा कि मेरे साथ वाले जो हैं वो ऑलरेडी बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस्ड हैं। बहुत अच्छा एक अचीवमेंट फील होती है कि नहीं, ये चीज़ करने के बाद यहाँ मैं पहुँच गया।
But AI has lowered the barriers for criminals. Deep fakes that blur truth, voice clones that mimic trust, scams crafted with uncanny precision. And that shift demanded a transformation in our courseware too.
Earlier this year, we reached the milestone of 1 million beneficiaries under the Cyber Suraksha initiative. And this year, we've launched the next upgraded version of this initiative called Cyber Suraksha Plus, where we are integrating the AI component into the cybersecurity domain in all phases of the program.
Because behind every statistic is a person, a family protected, a community empowered, a future made safer. And with Cyber Suraksha Plus, the mission doesn't just continue, it grows bolder, reaching for 2.7 million more learners by 2028. Cybersecurity is no longer a skill, it's survival.
To respond to this reality by building cyber confidence and capabilities across diverse sections of society, ensuring that digital growth is mostly inclusive and secure. So Cyber Suraksha was launched in March of 2022, And it goes beyond conventional training programs and follows a learning to livelihood pathway, which is grounded in strong awareness and knowledge building, helping individuals not only protect themselves online, but also, wherever relevant, pursue cybersecurity as a potential career option. So we're following a two-track mechanism in the program in which we are also building knowledge about cybersecurity, but we are also building a cyber workforce for the future of India. Cyber Suraksha offers 3 main courses or 3 main programs, each built to support learners at different stages of their digital journey. The first level, which is the introductory level called Cyber Awareness, focuses on building foundational digital safety skills for all individuals navigating the digital world. This stream emphasizes personal cyber hygiene, risk prevention, enabling participants to recognize and respond to threats such as online fraud, identity misuse, cyberbullying, different types of financial scams which are out there. Given the sharp rise in cyber incidents, this level plays a critical role in building everybody's cyber resilience and knowledge, especially among first-time and vulnerable digital users, by directly addressing the critical cyber safety gap. The second level of the program is called Cyber Smart, which is designed for youth and college students who are exploring cybersecurity as an area of interest in their future study. It's a slightly advanced level of course from the foundational course. This particular track introduces core concepts of cybercrime, security principles, basic network defense mechanisms, and so on. And we move to the third level of the program, which is called Cyber Workforce. This is employability-focused intervention, which is aimed at students from technical institutions who aspire to build a career in cybersecurity. In addition to technical knowledge, this track incorporates job readiness, interview preparation, and professional skill development, which is as critical as technical skills in today's world. The objective for this particular program is to bridge the gap between education and employment, enabling learners to transition into entry-level cybersecurity roles and contribute meaningfully to India's growing digital economy. Inclusion for us is a defining principle of Cyber Suraksha. The initiative has intentionally been designed to reach the underserved populations, including women, persons with disabilities, and individuals from rural and remote geographies. We made significant strides in reaching diverse audiences, including factory workers, healthcare workers, gig economy workers, senior citizens, and even members from the LGBTQIA community. I'm happy to say that 40% of the individuals trained in the program are women. There are a few numbers that I would like to state in front of you. Around about 13,500 senior citizens have been trained under this initiative. 3,500 farmers and self-help group members have been trained in the program, and nearly 1,000 persons with disabilities have been empowered through this initiative. By extending cyber education beyond urban and institutional settings, Cyber Suraksha strengthens digital trust at the grassroots level. The scale and impact of Cyber Suraksha underscores its national relevance. And all of you know that since its inception, the program has trained 1.5 million learners across the country. As Sapna mentioned earlier, our impact spans 27 states, 5 union territories, 72 districts across India. Achieved through partnership with over 500 colleges and 130 non-profit partners. Importantly, impact is not just measured only in these specific numbers, but we are glad to say that 70% of the youth trained in this program have transitioned into cybersecurity related employment, with average family income increase of around 39% over 3 years in the program. Now, building on success of the phase 1 of the program, Cisco and NIIT Foundation launched Cyber Suraksha Plus, which is the phase 2 of the program with the vision to impact 2.7 million lives by 2028, as the video also spoke about. The next phase deepens learning pathways, strengthens employability outcomes, and reinforces long-term partnerships to keep pace with an evolving threat landscape in the country and globally. A key aspect of phase 2 is the strategic integration of artificial intelligence as a core layer across all program levels, recognizing that AI can significantly protect individuals from cyber fraud by offering smarter security solutions, fraud detection and awareness tools. In essence, what I'm trying to say is Cyber Suraksha demonstrates how corporate purpose, technology, leadership, and strong partnerships can come together to address a critical national challenge by empowering individuals with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to navigate the digital world safely, and by enabling career pathways wherever possible. The program contributes to a more secure, inclusive, and resilient digital India. I thank NIIT Foundation for their long-standing partnership to the program and sharing your core input for driving the program on ground. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Tarun. And you described the journey of Cyber Suraksha so beautifully. So thank you so much, and a big round of applause for Tarun once again, guys. So before we move on to the next segment, our guest we've been waiting for is here, Mr. Rajshekhar Joshi. I would request Akhilesh Sharma, National Program Head, NIIT Foundation, to please come on stage and facilitate Rajshekhar Joshi ji, Vice Chairperson, Setu Ayog, Government of Uttarakhand. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much. It is now time for a very special moment. Joining us virtually is one of India's greatest sports icon, a 5-time world chess champion, India's first ever grandmaster, and a proud Padma Vibhushan awardee. His mastery on strategy, discipline, and focus resonates deeply with the very spirit of cybersecurity, which is thinking ahead, analyzing the threats, and staying resilient under pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands together to welcome on screen India's chess grandmaster, Mr. Viswanathan Anand.
Hello, everyone.
Sir, please go ahead, sir. Please continue. We all can hear you.
All right. So, thank you very much. And I'm delighted to join this part of the Cisco NIIT Cyber Suraksha. I think cybersecurity is very, very important, as I will try to detail out in my thoughts. There are also many parallels I can think of with chess. For instance, in chess, we think that one of the most important things we can do is to introduce more and more people to the game. And with cybersecurity, it will be important to grow the audience, so to speak, the number of users. And I commend you for trying to connect with as many as 3 million people from all walks of life, different stages of life, people who might not have used some of the great resources that are available online yet, or are just beginning to. And but there are dangers lurking. In chess, one of the big problems in recent years when computers have gotten so strong is that the security for tournaments has increased a lot. That may surprise some of you, but yes, we have to have a kind of digital screen. We check for electronic devices, check for any wearables, and make sure that you're in a clean environment where people can't communicate with you easily. Spectators can't compete with players, connect with players who are competing. And all this is necessary because the essence of the game is about trust. So initially it was trust that my opponent would not stoop to anything that I would not do to. But at a later level, it is trust that the system is working to ensure a favorable environment. The arbiter is in control of the scene, and that if some attempt were made, that there are many systems waiting to watch and catch someone who's attempting to cheat. It is the same with really taking part in the digital revolution. And because it has brought so many conveniences, just like computers have enhanced our ability to study chess, to share chess. I mean, now you can watch it together with 100 of your club members, all virtually. You can talk to each other. You can analyze the game with the best analysis. It has enhanced that experience a lot. But ensuring that the game is fair is a vital component in that. Because that trust, once it starts to dissipate, it takes years to get it back because people have made a mental note. I can't be sure, I can't trust what I'm doing here. In my own usage, I need to make backups of a lot of valuable data. I need to password protect them. I need to upload them both for myself for safety, but also to my trainers and other people in selected quantities. And I need to know that the systems work well. So I take the effort to put in difficult passwords. I've gone through all the putting 20 different characters and capital and small letters and that kind of password, two-factor authentication. It's painful, but I understand that the consequence of the alternative might be much worse. I mean, things don't go wrong till they do, and that's not the moment to fix them. In the same way, users, and we know that the digital revolution will only benefit us if everyone takes part. In effect, if the network effects kick in fully, that's when we'll derive the full benefit. So every person who has one bad experience early and says, I'm not going near that thing again, give me cash, give me the paper-based route, I'm only going to stick to that, is something that should be avoided. it may be cumbersome. Hopefully that can be simplified, but it has to always leave the person with the feeling that my data is safe, perhaps my money is safe, my uh, communications are safe, and so on. So making difficult transactions as simple as possible, as easy to follow as possible, is a vital part of this. Just like in chess, the spectator experience has to be enhanced. And in chess, we have had the occasional lapse, and we've had allegations around that, which persist for many, many years. And still, the trust is not back 100%. People just, every once in a while, somebody will make the accusation. Who knows? Maybe there's cheating, and you have to live with that. So, in cybersecurity as well, and in the online world, it is imperative that we do this. Recently, we have a trend where our identity, our form means a validating identity, our most valuable documents, and even financial transactions are moving online. Then the consequences get very, very high. And I think I have generally been on the sensible side of this, in the sense that I have managed to avoid major problems. With certain amount of passport protection, reading up on what are the steps I should take. I've managed to stay ahead. But the thing is, I don't know. If something has been lost, it's been lost. And that is a scary thought. But I will be honest. We are entering a new era, that of AI. And then all bets are off, because at least I am not that confident in my ability that I'm speaking to whom I think I'm speaking to, in my ability to gauge that, and so on. And therefore, now it's especially vital that we all take measures, not only to implement security measures, but have people find out about them, know how to use them, and actually use them. So there are countless technologies which are incredibly good. But if people decide it's too complicated, I'm not going to bother, then it's the same as having no security. I have read very scary stories of farms where people are trying to hack and break into people's thing and also win their trust on an industrial scale. And these kinds of news developments fill me with worry, because first of all, I don't want to make a mistake. But second, I know that every breach in the network affects me as well. Every crack in that trust that we have, and every breach of security, it affects all of us. Nobody really escapes unscathed. So it is very important not only to take this very seriously, to make sure that we have effective tools, but also ensure that people know what they have to do and how to do it, and make it. You can have repetitive steps. That's annoying, but it's fine. But what you cannot have are complex steps where you have to think a lot before applying everything. So, 3 OTPs is fine. At least you know in what sequence they happen. But something where I have to do something intelligent in every conversation, every transaction, is not really going to work. So we need to spread awareness, and we need to take this threat very seriously, especially in a country as ours, where we are trying to use the digital revolution to leapfrog so many technologies and infrastructure things that we are trying to bypass lots of methods and come into the modern world very, very fast. for all our citizens, and it's vital to address this. So I commend this initiative. Let me just conclude with one thought that is as valid in chess as it is in the online world and in matters of trust. It's hardest to fool someone uh, who thinks that they can be fooled. In chess, we say it's very hard to beat someone who has a good sense of danger, because before the trap is sprung, they sense something, they feel something, and they make the right move, and they're cautious. These kinds of players are very difficult to beat. It's the same thing here. As long as everybody goes into every transaction with a healthy respect of what can go wrong, I think that's a big first step. So that awareness that and maybe not having a certain overconfidence in these matters, thinking it's worked fine, I'll be okay, is maybe the most important thing we can spread. So thank you again for letting me share those thoughts, and I hope that this initiative spreads much, much further. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for gracing this event, and it's an absolute honor to have you amongst us today. Moving on, I would now like to call a leader who is the biggest champion of NIIT Foundation, part of our governing body, co-founder of NIIT Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. P. Rajendran.
Dear friends, I thought there are a lot of students here. There'll be some noise here. Can't hear anything. Good morning. Better. You know, too much of security, whether it is cyber or at the airport or at the hotel, you know, it becomes too serious, and we need to break that ice as we become serious once again. So I would first like to thank Cisco for having included and embedded NIIT Foundation into their giant social blueprint of cyber safety under the Cyber Suraksha program. Let me give you a peek into the partnership with Cisco. Today, the NIIT group has two companies which are listed on the stock exchange, which is NIIT Limited and NIIT Managed Training Services. And we have two not-for-profit entities, NIIT University in Nimrana and NIIT Foundation, which is based in Delhi. So NIIT Limited was born in 1981. Since 1990s, for over 2 decades, NIIT Limited had a strong partnership to take to market, sell and conduct IT training and networking courses for Cisco's various certifications like CCNA, CCNP, and the like. NIIT also launched the Global Net Plus long-term program, which had lots of modules from the NIIT's own stable, and also preparing the students for getting Cisco certification. So a student in these long-term programs would get both certifications when they come out. Also, NIIT's arm called Element K was a CLSP, that is the Cisco Learning Solutions partner or provider in USA. On April 28, 2010, on behalf of NIIT, I had the great honor of receiving the Cisco Partner Summit Global Award for being the Global Learning Partner of the Year at the summit in San Francisco. It was a momentous occasion for all of us, and we also interacted in a small exclusive event with stalwarts like John Chambers and Cisco's top leadership. 15 years after that today, it is yet another history-making event for us. When Cisco and NIIT Foundation celebrates this milestone recognition event of completing the learning and transformation of 1.5 million learners under this program. We have with us Cisco Global Social Impact team led by Brian Tippens and the India and Southeast Asia team leadership under Harish Krishnan, and all esteemed guests, beneficiaries, and friends. In the first phase of the program, we already heard that 1 million learners were impacted, and among them, over 7,000 got placed as cybersecurity professionals, with many finding opportunities in Cisco and other renowned companies. NIIT Foundation looks forward to continue to play an impactful role in helping citizens and communities at large cope with cyber attacks, create safeguards, especially with the AI enhancing the threats in already uncertain times. We just heard Vishwanath Anand, and I'm proud to say that Vishwanath Anand was our brand ambassador when he started off before he got the world title. His points which he raised are so deep that you don't have to be attacked. If your network gets attacked, you are in for trouble. So there are a lot of learnings all of us will have from various members here on the dais. And I would like, especially the people who are in the cyber security profession, and also upcoming experts like many of you sitting here, to understand the depth of it. Do your own reading and help, each one of you should help 100 other people know much more about this and stop the situations where we all get into with a low security event. Thank you very much, and thank you, Cisco, for your partnership with us.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on with the next segment, I would now like to request all dignitaries on stage to please join us to unveil the Cyber Suraksha program booklet, capturing the scale, stories, and success of this remarkable initiative. For that, I would request Mohammed Arif, Zonal Head NIIT Foundation, to please hand over the booklets to our dignitaries. Thank you so much. So I hope you all are now aware why cybersecurity is essential and important for all of you, right? So moving on, I would now like to invite a leader who had played a pivotal role in strengthening and empowering the youth of the state of Uttarakhand. May I please request Shri Rajshekar Joshi, Vice Chairperson, Setu Ayog, Government of Uttarakhand, to please come on stage and say a few words. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. As Mr. Rajendran said, it's indeed delightful to see so many young faces in the audience. As we say that you are the people who are going to take charge of economy and society in times to come. So I must say nothing gives me bigger pleasure than addressing young audiences. I'm very happy to acknowledge and Mr. Rajendran, one of the leaders of the Indian, I would say, IT education and software industry. NIIT was the marquee name, it still is, but something which really helped greatly the Indian software revolution, I must say that. So I must, and I always have the highest regard for entrepreneurs. So I must request you to give a very rousing, clap for Mr. Rajendran. Mr. Shailendra Trivedi ji, Mr. Harish Krishnan, Mr. Brian Tepnes, Ms. Sapna Modgil, and all of you in the audience. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you so much, especially Cisco Corporate Social Responsibility team, NIIT Foundation for inviting me here. Cybersecurity in many ways is very, very close to my heart also, because for years I held responsibility as a global cybersecurity head for one of India's largest conglomerates, that's Aditya Birla Group, and handling cybersecurity for a $75 billion giant globally across 20 plus businesses, most of them $1 billion plus. And had it addressed many, led from the front, many cyber wars. Actually, in one day there were twice, through our plants in Alexandria and our operations in Philippines. So I have gone through cybersecurity very deeply, as you can understand. There are many, many dimensions to cybersecurity. There are three important things, three core things to whatever we do. India war, whatever we do, there is an India war, there is an effort, there is a risk, and there is a trust. So everything revolves around it. We can do anything in the world, but if we don't manage the risk appropriately, then in most cases, it's not going to end the way what you intend to do. So therefore, and especially this amplifies in the digital world with AI. Social media, the increasing use of technology in people's lives. So I think risk management, as we all know, is central to business actually, and any kind of India war. It has many dimensions. There is a citizen dimension to it. There is a SME dimension to it. There's the enterprise dimension to it. There's a government dimension to it. And I've seen it all. Enterprise, as I told you, having run cybersecurity for a multi-billion conglomerate. On the SME side, we see, I've seen in the government side, when I contributed to evolution of India's cybersecurity, very closely with the Cybersecurity Council of the National Security Council, and citizens, today in the role I am, as the Vice Chairman of the State's Planning Board, because I clearly see in the hinterlands, I go to places, villages, and there is, people have ended up being cyber victims because of something unintended they do. They picked up a call, they watched a video they should not have, they clicked on something, and they have really nowhere to go. I asked one of the DGPs in the states once, he said, we don't have enough people, we cannot cover the whole country. It's difficult to cover the whole state. It's difficult to even handle cybersecurity incidents in big cities like Bombay, forget small tier 2 and tier 3 towns, where actually they would just not know what to do, where to go. So this is a huge citizen dimension to it. A lot of people don't report it. A lot of people don't say about it. But cybersecurity is increasingly becoming a big and big issue, not just in the big cities, but in tier 2, tier 3 towns. So it has many, many different dimensions. And therefore, there's a greater need, very great need for cybersecurity training, cybersecurity learning, and so on and so forth. We recently had great opportunity, and I think I must thank Cisco for it, when we launched the cybersecurity training for in all the ITIs in the state of Uttarakhand. We've just begun the program, and I clearly see a lot of interest, but at the same time, a lot of education to be done. I was in one of the universities recently, and there also I saw there's a course going on cybersecurity and AI, but I could clearly see, because of my experience across various spectrum. So there is a great need, there is a great latent desire, and so on and so forth. So in this India war, I must say that this effort and this milestone of today of having celebration of 1.5 million cybersecurity learners is something, a remarkable contribution, practical contribution by Cisco's CSR efforts, which is there. So really a big hand to them. And NIIT Foundation, whose team I met, very much, very positive, very always willing to do, willing to learn, willing to contribute, and so on and so forth. So I'm sure that this milestone, we must celebrate milestones. They are, especially in a country like India, where celebrations, festivals are part of our DNA. And they are not just about celebrating what we have done, but actually inspiring people to be part of the movements, inspiring people, because I can tell you that we were in Sitarganj. I don't know, many of you would not have heard its name, in the ITI in Sitarganj near the Nepal border, where we launched this in ITI with Cisco and NIIT Foundation teams. There was a lot of buzz around there. A lot of people came to me, even my fellow minister was there, and it was really remarkable. So I think it really inspires people to do more and more. I must tell you a little bit about Setu Ayog to you, otherwise you would understand, you may think that who is this person speaking about the vice chairman of Setu Ayog, as he said. So Setu Ayog is a state planning board for the state of Uttarakhand. When Prime Minister Modi became the PM in 2014, he converted the Union Planning Commission to NITI Ayog. And you all young people should know about how policy making works. So you must have some glimpse into what has been the biggest evolution one of the biggest evolution in the policy making in this country. When he became the PM in 2014, he converted the Union Planning Commission to NITI Ayog. The Planning Commission's work was earlier building 5-year plans, allocation of resources to various ministries and departments. And government is the biggest player in this country. But NITI Ayog's role is different. It is more on sectoral policies, AI, cybersecurity, or mobility, or whatnot you have, and manufacturing, services, sectoral policies building, and having a participation from various stakeholders. So similar way, he inspired various states to form NITI Ayog in their own states. And the state of Maharashtra has something called MITRA, Maharashtra Institute of Transformation. And the Prime Minister asked, and he was very keen that Uttarakhand sets it up. So we have Setu, it stands for State Institute for Empowering and Transforming Uttarakhand. We're working in multiple areas. And some of the key themes of ours are collaboration. Yesterday itself, I launched a program with Rallis India, which is a Tata company, for setting up technology-led integrated service centers in 3 rural areas in the state. So these centers will be set up in panchayat houses where technology will be used and run by women SHGs. And I kicked it off from Bombay itself, and my team told that there were 300 people in that village, women and children, to be part of the assessment and needs, that what are the needs, how technology can be used by people in their day-to-day lives, how in agriculture or various other areas. So that is the kind of potential, I would say, India has in the rural areas, in the small towns, where people are so keen to use technology. And when it comes to using technology, security and risk come together. So many areas we are working on. I won't take much time. We are big time working on skilling. We have set up one of industry-run skill development centers in tier 3 towns. We are working on agriculture extensively and setting up, working on how to increase mechanization, how to use more digital. You can understand how much digital is used in agriculture today. And increasing the irrigation potential, looking at crop infections, looking at animal menace when they hurt the crops, and also how to do soil testing in a very rapid way, how to have logistical setup, so strengthening the farmer producer organizations. So extensively working on agriculture, skill development, AI policy. We are launching the AI policy, AT policy, and so on and so forth. So it's a long list which is there. And but anyway, to sum it up, it's indeed a great pleasure to be here. And I think the winners or the people whom we're going to felicitate, your inspiration, your example, your energy will take this message more and more forward. And I really look forward to a greater partnership with Cisco and NIIT Foundation to have the more and more learning of cybersecurity in the smaller and smaller towns of this country. And once again, thank you so much for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us today. Moving on to share Cisco's vision for cybersecurity in India, may I invite the Managing Director and Chief Policy Officer, Cisco India and Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Harish Krishnan.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning. In 2022, we embarked on this ambitious journey of empowering 1 million people with cybersecurity training. And as you all heard, that we reached this target in February, and we have now gone on to 1.5 million people and going. And so this is a remarkable achievement, so congratulations to everybody concerned in the team. India's digital transformation is a global exemplar, positioning us at forefront of digital innovation and adoption. In 2016, India was mostly a cash economy. However, in the last 5 years, UPI transactions have grown exponentially. In October 2025, UPI transactions reached a record high of approximately $33 billion in value. And this rapid digitization, while propelling economic growth and societal progress, concurrently amplifies the imperative for robust cybersecurity. The brand, as you kind of go around India, you will notice that you can just carry your mobile phones, and make the smallest of payments using a QR code. And I don't carry a wallet anymore. So it's like, your phone is your wallet, and it works extremely well. At the same time, like all the speakers have spoken, it also exposes to a lot of digital threats. As a fundamental principle in Cisco, we firmly believe that anything that is connected must be protected. Over 86% of the households are now connected to the internet, reflecting the remarkable progress in Digital India initiative. The surge in cybersecurity incidents from 1 million in 2022 to 2.2 million in 2024 reflects a growing scale and complexity of digital threats in India. In 2024 alone, India experienced a staggering loss of $2.75 billion. That is almost like 20,000 crores due to cyber crimes, marking a 206% increase from the previous year. The Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center projects that the financial losses from cyber fraud in India could exceed 14.46 billion. And I was talking to our friend from the RBI and to Brian, like saying these days, all our investments are all digital. Like, we don't have a shred of paper to, feign ownership of any of the, investments or the bank balance that we have. And everything is done on the phone through OTP and other, security measures. So it is very convenient at the same time, extremely risky, and the financial losses that have been incurred is pretty staggering. The proliferation of digital services necessitates a corresponding elevation in our collective cyber resilience. India's growing digital economy, characterized by data-rich population, underscores the critical need for widespread and inclusive cybersecurity education awareness to safeguard our digital assets and infrastructure. And I want to say about a personal experience I had, a few months ago when somebody impersonated me on Instagram, and we're sending messages to friends of mine asking for money. I kind of joke saying that's a good way of finding your true friends, to see how many of them responded. But I reached out to Amar immediately to kind of help me with that, and it was pretty nerve-wracking. Like suddenly you saw somebody impersonating you, had my family pictures, right? So, it really made me circumspect, and I've kind of been, reduced my presence in social media since then, because it kind of brings home the point that all of us are vulnerable at different stages. The achievement of training of 1.5 million individuals transcends the mere numerical milestone. It signifies empowerment of a diverse cross-section of Indian society, from students and professionals to senior citizens, persons with disabilities, individuals in remote communities, equipping them with knowledge to navigate the digital landscape securely. The inclusive design of the Cyber Suraksha initiative has successfully reached underserved populations, fostering digital literacy, security awareness where it is most needed. The testimonials that we saw, and some of them are in the booklets that I quickly skimmed through, powerfully illustrate the profound and personal impact of the initiative. Currently, this initiative is also served as a catalyst for economic empowerment. We are particularly pleased that nearly 70% of youth who participated in industry-relevant cybersecurity training program successfully transitioned to gainful employment within the cybersecurity sector, contributing to both their personal advancement and nation's skilled workforce. Cisco's purpose is to power an inclusive future for all. This vision is intrinsically linked to ensuring secure and equitable access to digital opportunities for every individual. Our partnership with the NIIT Foundation exemplifies a highly effective collaboration model. I would like to commend NIIT Foundation team led by Sapna for your dedication, which has been pivotal in translating our shared objectives into tangible, large-scale impact. My association with NIIT goes a long time back. My first job was in NIIT 35 years ago. I'm like letting you know my age. And Raju signed my appointment letter, I think, at the time. And later on, when I joined Cisco some 18 and a half years ago, in 3 months after I joined Cisco, we started our partnership with NIIT Foundation from Chindwara, and then we have steadily kind of progressed, and you've been one of our long-standing partners. I think they're our biggest partner, and we have been extremely happy with our experience, and we are encouraged to do more and more work with you. So thank you very much. When I first got associated with this, thank you, India Cash Grants Program, I thought it would be very easy giving out money. Then I realized, how difficult it is to find, trustworthy partners and work with them. So thank you very much, Sapna and team, for all the great work that you've done. This milestone stands as a testament to the efficacy of the multi-stakeholder collaboration between industry, government, non-profit organization, and communities. And I would again like to thank our various government partners who have worked with us, because I always say in a country with a scale of 1.4 billion, you can do very little without the government participation. And I remember when we celebrated the million people achievement, we had India's national cybersecurity coordinator who had come and he said, okay, that's great. We are a 1.4 billion population. So what about the remaining 1.399 billion that we need to still go after? So I'm sure we will inspire more people to take on this cause and do more in this very important area. While we celebrate the significant accomplishments, we recognize the cybersecurity landscape is dynamic and evolving. Our commitment to fostering cyber-secure India remains unwavering. Cisco is resolute in its commitment to enhance India's digital skills and cybersecurity posture. We initiated the second phase of Cyber Suraksha program with global positivity impacting 2.7 million lives in 2028. And we are off to a great start by notching 500,000 in the last few months. And Sapna, I think we need to probably continuously look at the curriculum that we have to see how we kind of continuously improve, because like they say, the bad actors are always one step ahead. So we need to see that curriculums are aligned to what is needed in the market. In closing, let me say that let us take this moment to celebrate this incredible impact that we have made. There's been a great teamwork, the NIIT Foundation, the Cisco CSR team. I'd like to especially shout out for Tarun, who has been leading this for us. Good job, Tarun. And all our partners and dedicated teams, and most importantly, the millions of individuals who have embraced this initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such an inspiring and insightful thoughts. Moving on, Cyber Suraksha is ultimately about people, about transformed careers, renewed confidence, and empowered youth. I would now like to invite our beneficiary, Mr. Darshan Kamble, to share his inspiring journey with us. Put your hands together for Darshan, everybody, please.
प्रथम यहाँ पे उपस्थित सभी को शुभ प्रभात। मंच पे उपस्थित मान्यवर और माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, गुड मॉर्निंग। मेरा नाम दर्शन, मेरा ग्रेजुएशन रुया कॉलेज माटुंगा से कंप्लीट हुआ है और फिलहाल मैं पैरा जूडो खेल रहा हूँ। नेशनल में मेरे सिल्वर मेडल है 7, एक गोल्ड, एक ब्राउन्स, और अभी फिलहाल मैं कजाकिस्तान अस्ताना में वर्ल्ड ब्लाइंड जूडो चैम्पियनशिप में पार्टिसिपेट किया था भारत से, और वहाँ पे मेरी रैंकिंग 13 है इंडिया से। और मैं आपको मेरे बारे में बताऊंगा जो स्कैम हुआ है। ग्रेजुएशन के बाद मैं खेल भी रहा था, जॉब के लिए कोशिश कर रहा था, तो इंस्टाग्राम पे एक रील्स देखा, वहाँ पे जॉब के लिए ऑफ़र थी, पैकिंग घर पे बैठे, तो मैंने उनको कॉल किया नंबर लेके, और उन्होंने कहा कि आपको हम लोग कुरियर पैकिंग करने का सामान घर भेजेंगे, लेकिन अमाउंट आपको पे करना है पहला 2000 रुपीज़। तो मैंने उनको पे किया। बाद में 5 मिनट के बाद मेरे अकाउंट में और 3000 थे और वो भी कट हुआ, मैसेज आया। फिर मैंने उनको कॉल किया और उनका कॉल बंद आ रहा था, तो मुझे घर पे बताया, भाई को बोला स्कैम हो गया है। तो हमने नियर बाई पुलिस स्टेशन साइबर डिपार्टमेंट में कंप्लेंट की और उसका फॉलोअप चल रहा था। फिर मैं ट्रैवलिंग कर रहा था ट्रेन में, NIT फाउंडेशन मुंबई के जो नितिन सर है वो मुझे मिले एक दिन आने, उनसे मैंने बात किया ऐसा ऐसा स्कैम हुआ मेरे साथ। तो उन्होंने बताया कि NIT फाउंडेशन का एक कोर्स होता है, उसमें आपको साइबर अटैक से कैसे बचा सकते हैं और कौन से साइबर अटैक होते हैं उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन दी जाएगी। और उनके साथ मैंने एक कैंप अटेंड किया, उसमें बहुत अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन मिली और उस कारण मैं खुद साइबर अटैक से अभी सेफ्ट हूँ और मेरे फैमिली को भी कर रहा हूँ। और मेरे जो विजुअली इम्पेयर कमेटी है उनसे भी मैं डिस्कशन करके उनको इसके बारे में अवेयरनेस करते रहता हूँ। और NIT फाउंडेशन के साथ मिलके एक सेशन किया था, 15 दिव्यांगों के एक साथ लेके सर आए थे, उनके ट्रेनर्स आए थे और हमें सभी दिव्यांगों को उन्होंने गाइडेंस किया और इसका प्रचार आगे हम लोग कर रहे हैं कि दिव्यांग लोग साइबर अटैक से कैसे बच पाए। तो थैंक यू सो मच सिस्को एंड NIT फाउंडेशन, इतना अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Darshan, for sharing your inspiring journey with all of us today. May I please request Mr. Brian Tippins to felicitate our beneficiary today. Put your hands together, guys. Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Darshan. Calling on our next beneficiary to share his journey with us, Srijit. Please be on stage.
Hello everyone, myself Srijit Lokhande. I am currently studying in class 12 HSC board. So my experience is very recent in Diwali period, right? So in Diwali we were shopping extensively on all e-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart and Meesho. So one day a friend of mine came to me and told me that Meesho is giving around 80 to 90% discounts on all of its products, just you have to answer some simple questions. So first of all, it felt very awkward to me that why these people are giving 80 to 90% discounts on products like expensive phones and these. But still I asked him the URL, and when I got the URL, it was not the regular Meesho.com one. It was something different and it was hosted on Cloudflare. So first it was a red flag. Then I checked its DNS records. It also flagged that it is a fake website which has been recently registered. So I quickly reported the site on cyber security website which is hosted by our government of India for the cyber safety. So in this way I protected my friends too. Then I took that report and put it on my Instagram story to let my friends allow to get the information of these scams. So this was my incident. Thank you.
Thanks, Srijit, for sharing your thoughts and your journey. To felicitate Srijit, may I please request Harish Krishnan sir to come forward. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Srijit. Coming on next is another beneficiary who had a lot to share with us today about her experience, her journey in cybersecurity. Please welcome Shruti on stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Shruti Sathe and I'm from Pirangur. I'm a computer science student and recently मेरे साथ एक हादसा हुआ जिससे मुझे ये तो पता चल गया कि why cyber security is important in our day-to-day life. तो इंसिडेंट ये था कि मुझे ना एक कॉल आया और उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि मैं आपके पापा की कंपनी से बात कर रहा हूँ। तो मुझे स्टार्टिंग में से कुछ लगा नहीं, पापा की कंपनी है, ओके ठीक है, मेरे पास कुछ काम होगा। तो उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि मेरे पापा का जो अकाउंट है वो बंद हो चुका है, उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम है एंड उनकी सैलरी वो मेरे अकाउंट पर भेजने वाले हैं। तो मैंने कहा ठीक है। और उन्होंने मुझे कुछ अमाउंट भेज दिया एंड कुछ टाइम बाद ना उनका फिर से कॉल आया कि मैंने आपको गलती से कुछ एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट भेजा है, तो आप वो मुझे दूसरे नंबर पर रिटर्न कर दो। तो मुझे ये बात थोड़ी सी सस्पिशियस लगी कि ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है ना, पेमेंट है, आपके पास रिकॉर्ड्स होते हैं, आप देखो और फिर पे करो, फिर आपकी सैलरी भेजो। लेकिन पता नहीं कुछ गड़बड़ लगी, तो मैंने मेरे पापा को कॉल किया एंड आई आस्क्ड हिम कि क्या है ये, मतलब आपकी सैलरी मेरे अकाउंट पर ऐसे क्यों वो भेज रहे हैं। तो उन्होंने ऐसे बताया कि बेटा मेरे अकाउंट में ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम है ही नहीं, आपको शायद रॉन्ग नंबर आ गया होगा या कुछ हो गया हो, एक बार देख लो। तो मैंने उनको फिर से कॉल किया, उनका नंबर बंद आ रहा था एंड दैट्स वॉट द पॉइंट कि मुझे ऐसा रियलाइज़ हुआ कि ये मेरे साथ फ्रॉड होने ही वाला था, लेकिन मैं बच गई। क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे ये सस्पिशियस लगा, मैंने मेरे पापा को कॉल किया एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई केम आउट ऑफ दिस फ्रॉड। तो इसके बाद मैंने अपने फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली और जितने सारे मेरे दोस्त हैं, मेरे इस क्लासमेट्स हैं, उन सबको इस फ्रॉड के बारे में बताया, अवेयर किया कि ऐसे कॉल आते हैं, हमें किसी के भी नाम से हमें फंसाया जा सकता है। सो बी अवेयर एंड I would like to thank NIIT Foundation and Cisco for giving me this session about cyber security. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for sharing your story and to somehow make us all aware at why cybersecurity or why cybersecurity awareness is very important. So your awareness actually helped you safeguard yourself and your family from such kind of a scam. So thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your story. To felicitate Shruti, I would please request Sapna Madam to come forward. And put your hands together, guys. Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you so much, ma'am. Calling on our next beneficiary to share his story, may I please invite Mr. Sri Hari to come on stage and share his story with us. Please put your hands together for Sri Hari.
सभी को नमस्ते। मेरा नाम माझं नाव श्रीहरी तुकाराम खुर्दामुजा है। मैं नांदेड़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हूँ। हमारे स्कूल में कुछ दिन पहले NIIT फाउंडेशन से संदीप सर आए थे। उन्होंने सेमिनार रखा था। उन्होंने उस सेमिनार में सभी बच्चों को ये पढ़ाया कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी होती क्या है। समझो हमारे इधर जो गांव है छोटे छोटे, वो गांव में लोगों को इतना ही मालूम है कि कंप्यूटर में क्विक हिल है तो हम सेफ हैं, ऐसा मालूम है बस। बाकी उनको ज़्यादातर कुछ नहीं मालूम है कि क्या है साइबर सिक्योरिटी क्या है। तो संदीप सर आने के बाद हमें पता चला कि साइबर सिक्योरिटी क्या है। हमारे बच्चों को उन्होंने अच्छी तरह से बताया कि समझो AI का ज़माना है। AI में हम क्या करते हैं कि हमारा रियल फ़ोटो AI को देते हैं और अच्छा बना के लेते हैं, तो उससे क्या हो सकता है वो उन्होंने हमें बताया। जब हम व्हाट्सअप यूज़ करते हैं, फेसबुक यूज़ करते हैं, ट्विटर यूज़ करते हैं, हमारी पर्सनल इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करते हैं, उससे क्या लॉस हो सकता है वो उन्होंने हमारे बच्चों को बताया। कुछ स्टोरीज़ ऐसी हमारे यहाँ पे हुई थी कि समझो व्हाट्सएप पे एक मैसेज आया हाय बोल के, तो रिलेशनशिप बढ़ गई। वो अच्छे अच्छे फ़ोटो उनको भेजे, उन्होंने उसके उन फ़ोटो से अलग तरह से वीडियो बना के ब्लैकमेलिंग शुरू कर दिया था। तो वो जो हमारे यहाँ के कुछ, ये रियल स्टोरी है, हमारे यहाँ पे हुआ था वैसा। तो जिनके साथ हुआ वो बहुत डिप्रेशन में गए थे, बहुत डिप्रेशन में गए थे। हमारे यहाँ पे उसी समय सर का सेमिनार हुआ, NIIT फाउंडेशन का सेमिनार हुआ, और हमारे बच्चों ने वो घर जाके बताना शुरू कर दिया कि हमारे यहाँ पे ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है। तो जो जिनके साथ ये घटना घटी, उन्होंने वो क्या किया, पुलिस स्टेशन में जाके अर्जी कर दी। तो बच्चों ने ये पूरा सीखा हमारे यहाँ के बच्चे अभी भी व्हाट्सएप पे सर APK साइज़ कुछ ये आते हैं, मैसेज आते हैं, उनको क्लिक करने के बाद क्या होता है कि अपनी पर्सनल इन्फॉर्मेशन उनके पास जाती है, व्हाट्सएप हैंग हो जाता है, कुछ भी मैसेज किसी को भी जाते हैं और पैसे की मांग वो वगैरह होती है। तो हमारे बच्चे अभी सभी लोगों को बताते कि ऐसा नहीं करने का है, ये फाइल आने के बाद उसको क्लिक नहीं करने का है, ओपन नहीं करने का है। वो ये सब जो है हमारे बच्चे जो साइबर सिक्योरिटी की जो जानकारी अभी हमारे परिसर हमारे गांव में लोगों को बताते हैं, वो सब NIT फाउंडेशन की देन है सर। वो NIT फाउंडेशन की वजह से उनको जानकारी मिली और वो अच्छी तरह से साइबर सिक्योरिटी की जानकारी हर जगह दे रहे हैं सर। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Sri Hari, for sharing your story, for sharing the journey, and for inspiring others also. So, what we know that you are communicating with a lot of students down there, and you have actually inspired them and created a lot of awareness about cybersecurity on the field. So, may I request Sri Shalendra Trivedi ji to please come forward and felicitate Sri Hari. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sri Hari. Moving on, we are truly honored to now welcome on stage the SVP and Chief Social Impact and Inclusion Officer of Cisco for his keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Brian Tippins.
Thank you all very much. It is such a great honor to be here. I've come all the way from the United States, from the Silicon Valley for this great occasion. It's an honor to share the stage with these dignitaries. I'm very thankful to all that have shared their stories, these beneficiaries, to Darshan, to Srijit, to Shruti, to Srihari. It's great to hear these stories. In fact, it was my honor to be in Pune in January and visit with Sapna and the NIIT team there and hear other stories from beneficiaries. It's a wonderful reminder that we all have a cybersecurity story to tell. We've all experienced some level of fraud, whether it's individually or in our families, and it's inspiring to hear from all the beneficiaries how it's impacted your lives and inspired you to study. So around the world, digitization is accelerating. And with it, also the scale and the sophistication, the frequency of cyber threats. Cybersecurity is no longer a tech issue. It's really a fundamental to economic stability, to national resilience, and to individual safety. Every country in the world is grappling with the same challenge, a growing digital economy and a widening cybersecurity talent shortage. The World Economic Forum estimates a global shortfall of millions of cybersecurity professionals. As more essential services move online, banking, education, healthcare, government, the ability to protect data and critical infrastructure is becoming a foundational skill, almost as essential as literacy. For rapidly digitizing economies like India, this need is even more pronounced. Cybersecurity skilling is a gateway to economic mobility, to workforce readiness, and to a trustworthy digital growth. Now, Cisco has long believed that security, connectivity, and economic opportunity are deeply interconnected. Through the Cisco Networking Academy, we've trained more than 20 million learners across the globe, equipping people everywhere with in-demand digital skills. Our programs are intentionally designed for inclusion and for scale, reaching learners in underserved and remote communities who are often left out of the digital transition. Across continents around the globe, Cisco will partner with governments, with non-governmental organizations, with educational institutions to build a future-ready workforce. These partnerships help countries strengthen their cybersecurity posture while unlocking pathways to employment for young people and to adult learners. As AI becomes a transformative force, Cisco is establishing and expanding skilling programs to ensure communities are not left behind. Cybersecurity and AI literacy sit at the heart of economic resilience and long-term national competitiveness. So let's talk about why Cyber Suraksha matters so much and why we're transitioning Cyber Suraksha Plus, why this matters for India and for the world. India's digital ecosystem, as you know, is one of the fastest growing in the world. Yet only 2.3% of the workforce in India has received formal skills training, compared to 68% in the UK, 52% in the United States, and 96% in nations like South Korea. And these skills gaps illustrate a challenge that is both a challenge but also an enormous opportunity. So in partnership with the NIIT Foundation, the Cyber Suraksha initiative directly addresses two primary critical needs. First, it's about strengthening cybersecurity awareness and safety in a rapidly digitizing economy. And second, it's around enabling underserved individuals to access cybersecurity-aligned career pathways. Over the first 3 years alone, Cyber Suraksha has reached over 1 million individuals, which is a remarkable testament to what's possible when purpose-driven organizations work in proximity with communities. This initiative reflects Cisco's belief that secure connectivity is the foundation of inclusive growth. When people feel safe online, they can learn, they can work, they can transact, and they can participate fully in the growing digital economy. Now, NIIT Foundation is a trusted Cisco partner, along with a strong community presence and understanding of local needs firsthand. With feet on the ground, NIIT connects citizens of all ages to learning opportunities, making technology like cybersecurity accessible and understandable. Through targeted training, they empower youth with in-demand skills, helping them to build career foundations while fostering digital inclusion and economic growth across local communities. Now, building on the success, Cisco and NIIT Foundation are launching Cyber Suraksha Plus, which is a bold expansion focused on cybersecurity and AI awareness at the same time, along with skilling and employment. Now, because of NIIT's reputation and proven track record, we're expanding this partnership as part of Cisco's 40 Communities Initiative. This is a brand new offering for us. It's focused on AI and cybersecurity skilling and employment, and it's one of the key programs we're launching under 40 communities here in Mumbai. It exemplifies how we're partnering with community-centric, proximate organizations that deliver meaningful, scalable impact. This partnership aims to reach 2.7 million individuals nationwide, including 100,000 across Maharashtra, creating a safer digital world and a future-ready workforce. This work is deeply aligned with the Government of India's national priorities around empowering youth, accelerating digital skills, fueling entrepreneurship, and supporting inclusive economic development. What sets this partnership apart is its community-centric development and delivery model. NIIT Foundation centers are embedded directly within local communities, reducing barriers and ensuring learners receive training, placement support, and long-term career development. I'm excited that together Cisco and NIIT Foundation are not just training individuals, we're building resilient, connected, thriving communities that can thrive in an AI-enabled future. And so with that, I want to give a couple of thank yous. Thank you for the kind applause. It's an honor to be here with these dignitaries on stage, but importantly, it's important to be and an honor to be here with all of you young people, all the beneficiaries, all the learners. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your own development and for being here today. An applause for all of our learners. Thank you. And also a special thank you to NIIT Foundation. Under the leadership of CEO Sapna, the foundation's become a respected and award-winning organization known for its impact in skilling, education, and workforce development. Sapna brings decades of cross-sector experience and a deep understanding of what it truly takes to create sustainable, community-led change. It's all about her leadership, which aligns powerfully with Cisco's commitment to proximity, to inclusion, and to long-term partnership. Together, our organizations share this vision that you all share as well to make India and the world more secure, more digitally skilled, and more economically inclusive. Thank you very much.
Can I have a huge round of applause for Mr. Brian? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the global perspective about cybersecurity, the importance of cybersecurity, and thank you for trusting NIIT Foundation for this joint initiative. Thank you so much. Moving on, I would now like to request and welcome the Chief General Manager, Department of Information Technology, Reserve Bank of India, Shri Shailendra Trivedi ji, to address the audience. Please put your hands together for Shri Shailendra Trivedi ji.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. Respected dignitaries on stage, Mr. Rajendran, Cisco Foundation, Cisco CSR, Mr. Brian, Mr. Harish, Mr. Joshi from Setu, Sapna ji, the Chief of NIIT Foundation. First of all, I am delighted to be present here today in presence of amidst such distinguished people here and a group of bright young students. You know, you people are lucky. You live in a time when the computers and the mobile phone are a part of you, so to say. You know, when I was your age, when I was leaving school or maybe still in school, we didn't know what are computers, we didn't know what is a mobile phone, we didn't even know perhaps what is a landline phone back in those days. No, and the first memory of mine from that time when I started thinking of something like a computer, there used to be a company, you know, which promoted computer training. And somebody like me got curious, saying, okay, when I get a chance, probably I should go and do this training. That company was NIIT. Rajendra sir, I was mentioning to you, that company was NIIT. So way back in 80s, I thought I'll probably learn computers from NIIT. That was never to happen. Late then in 90s, I joined the Reserve Bank of India. Again, when computers had started becoming a part of working, sometime again, the same company, NIIT, started a course in Oracle or something. And I again was tempted, okay, this is probably a time for me to go and learn Oracle. Even that didn't happen. Probably I did learn Oracle, but it was from Oracle that I learned Oracle systems way back in that time. So for me, it's good to come to a function which is being done by NIIT Foundation and by Cisco, who are a long-standing partner in developing the IT ecosystem in the country. First of all, congratulations to Cisco CSR team and to the NIIT Foundation on achieving this significant milestone of 1.5 million beneficiaries of this scheme. You know, now a small question to the children who are there. First of all, have you heard of what is Reserve Bank of India? Okay, good. How many of you can have a handle on, think of it, how many bank accounts will India be having? Any idea? Anyone? No? You know, first of all, whenever we talk of cybersecurity, like the examples that we had seen from the beneficiaries here, why is cybersecurity so important? Because ultimately it's about your money. Because whatever fraud they may be doing, whatever baits they are throwing in your way. In some way or the other, somebody on the other side is trying to take money from you, isn't it? So the number of bank accounts in India stands to about 200 crores. Could you imagine? This could be, it's about 2 billion bank accounts. 56 crore bank accounts are Jan Dhan accounts, which mean that you can open the account with zero balance in the accounts. Mr. Harish just spoke about UPI in his address. I am sure all of the youngsters here have heard about UPI. Okay. How many transactions every day will be happening in UPI? Any idea? Of course not. So UPI handles about 68 crore transactions in a day. It's about 680 million transactions per day. The value of those transactions is roughly 87,000 crores in a day. You have heard about NEFT? Yeah. NEFT handles about 3.5 crore transactions per day. That's about 350 million transactions in a day. The value of those transactions is roughly 1,25,000 crore every day. RTGS, you have heard? Okay, so RTGS, where each transaction exceeds rupees 2 lakh, the number of transactions is about 10 lakhs every day. The value of those transactions runs into 6 lakh crores per day. So obviously in an institution like the Reserve Bank of India, especially for people like me who are some way responsible for ensuring the cyber security of this entire ecosystem, which handles these many transactions into this much of value, are the people who are doing transactions really aware of what cyber security they should be doing? So that's a challenge.
Hello.
That's a challenge for us.
Hey, is a bridge open?
No, most of you youngsters are aware that they say that a chain is as strong as the weakest link, isn't it? So everybody of us has to be conscious of cyber security, the challenges. You know, in front of the numbers which I just mentioned to you, this 15 lakhs or 1.5 million, you can compare and imagine what are the challenges. Now, within the Reserve Bank of India also, there is a sustained effort to educate the people in the country about banking. And today, banking is not complete. The knowledge that you have about banking is not complete till you have a basic idea about what is cyber security, how do you keep safe in the cyber world, and what precautions you take when you are doing transactions online. Every transaction, whether you are buying from online stores or sending money to someone, and now even on social media, when you do so many things, you have to be aware of the people on the other side who are trying to take away your hard-earned money from you. So I just wanted to make the youngsters here conscious of what is the challenge in the world of cybersecurity as far as banking and financial transactions are concerned. I just said that this 1.5 million number is a milestone, and I indeed congratulate all of you for achieving this great success. But the task is much bigger, and it falls upon the shoulders of people like you who have been trained. You know what is cybersecurity. You know what not to do in the cybersphere. It's incumbent upon you also to make sure that each one of you try to train others. there are people around you, people who are maybe working and they don't know much about this banking or cyber security and all. So each one of you, supposing each one of you was to train 10 people at least, becomes 1.5 crores. So, not taking much time of yours, I know there are other activities to be done, other speakers maybe. So it's important for us to at all the times be conscious of cyber security. I know you are much smarter than people of older generation, people of my age. And believe me, Mr. Harish and I were discussing, all of us are equally as vulnerable as anyone else who's not trained. So the task is huge. I'm sure that with the support of institutions like Cisco, entities like NIIT Foundation, we'll take the task forward and try to bring a system where every one of us, these huge numbers which I mentioned to you, becomes conscious, becomes aware of what is cyber security, how to exercise care, what to do. And in the end, like I just said, I wish you the best of careers. I am sure that most of you would grow up to become government officers, bankers, engineers, doctors, or maybe be promoting companies like Cisco or NIIT itself. But please remember, because you are trained in one area, take from here the learning that you have to each spend time in educating 10, 15, 20 people who are around you. Wish all the best to NIT Foundation, to Cisco CSR, and to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing the insight on why cybersecurity is important while doing financial transactions, while doing banking, and how we can actually safeguard ourselves from such kind of financial frauds. So it's very important to be aware about the skills or basic skill set that requires to be safe in the cybersecurity domain. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on. So it's an honor and privilege to share with you all today that earlier this year, NIIT Foundation got associated with Data Security Council of India. DSCI has agreed to be onboarded as a knowledge partner to ensure that the content that goes out in the market for the community, for the students, for the learners is one of the best, and it's highly recommended and recognized. For that, and to share the insight from India's premier cybersecurity body, may I please invite Shri Vinay Godse, Chief Executive Officer of Data Security Council of India, on stage, please. Put your hands together for Shri Vinay Godse.
Harish, Mr. Bayan, Ajendan sir, and all the other dignitaries on the stage, and the students and other participants here. So, cyber security, we know, is at least in the country that we are, like we talk about 20% of our economy digital in nature, right? Out of $5 trillion, almost $1 trillion is digital in nature, right? And when we say that, what we are actually saying is every sector of industry is now digitizing, be it energy sector, power sector, manufacturing sectors. We are seeing tremendous amount of push for digitization happening, right? Other hand, we have experienced digitization in digital payment ecosystem, right? That's a very important thing in financial transaction ecosystem. We just heard about so many numbers. In a day, we have been processing financial transactions just by using digital means, right? And the number is rising almost every day quite significantly, right? Then third important thing is India's most of the public services, right, are either digitized or in the process of digitization. The government of India is putting digital as a primary digital first strategy for most of the things that they do, most of the delivery that they have for the for the public space, right? And on other side, we see even MSME. There is a significant push of MSME becoming more digital because that's where they will improve their productivity, right? And other side, we also see the strategic sector, even defense sector, for that matter. You must have heard in last 1 year, a lot of discussion about how India is putting technology central to our defense preparation, right? So all of our personal transaction, most of them, exchanges, mail, all of those personal communication that we have been doing, all of our financial transactions, most of the transactions that is we are doing basically, right? And the business transactions and the overall economic exchanges basically, value creation is now increasingly becoming more digital in nature, basically, right? But India's digitization is very interesting, right? In fact, until now, there is only story about digitization of US for that matter, right? Where private sector-led, innovation-led story of digitization. Now almost everybody across the globe uses those kind of innovation coming from that, right? Whereas China is more a story of a state intervention. State government and state governments in China, they invest a lot in technology. And there is a European story as well, like putting central the right of the individual, right? They always talk about the fundamental rights of the individual in digital space, right? So there are largely three narration of digitization. But in our case, we brought this very interesting idea of creating this value-creating institution in digital space. So Aadhaar, for that matter, most of you know about it. Most of you know about UPI for that matter, right? So we created this architectural intervention where UPI for that matter is a very interesting example, where one hand it connects to all the legacy banking, on the other hand it is open for a lot of big players. We have even Amazon, WhatsApp and Google connecting to UPI switch, and a lot of almost 7,000 plus small and mid-sized kind of company connecting to UPI switch basically, right? Doing those transactions basically, right? And this architectural intervention we have been trying to do in various different areas. Some of you must be knowing about DigiYatra. You know, right? DigiYatra, if some of you travel on DigiYatra, it's actually a kind of a platform to help you get into the airport quickly, right? Some of you must be knowing about DigiLocker. For example, some of our certificate get delivered on DigiLocker, basically, right? So we are creating these possibilities through this kind of intervention, this kind of architecture, and that's why this kind of architecture infrastructure is called a digital public infrastructure, basically. What it try to do? It's try to create a kind of a great narration. How can you scale at the level of scale? We talked about 68 crore transactions per day, right? So this kind of scale you can achieve by such kind of intervention, such kind of interfaces, basically, right? And because of this, the volume that which we have been able to do, and digitization, when we talk about country like India, the volume becomes very important, scale becomes very important, right? And then that is why inclusion also becomes very important. Most of the digitization plans are made for either to give better experience or for that matter improve the productivity of the organization, or sometimes it has been looked at to create new possibilities for that matter, right? Most of these Ola Uber is two people, one person needing a car, another person has the car, and only digital recording of their location creates that value, right? So most of these new possibilities are getting created by digitization, but in Indian case, because of this kind of intervention, we could able to bring the inclusion to central. Beyond 10 rupees transactions is not now possible on a digital means, basically, right? And the volume at which we have been able to do it, and most of the villages now significantly transactions are happening digital way, right? So this is still early days of digitization. For the 2047, we talked about, we are talking about almost 30% of the economy. Minimum will be digital in nature, right? We are talking about almost, if that economy becomes a $30 trillion economy, India's economy, even if it is growing by 6%, right? So almost 10 to 12%, 10 to 12 trillion dollar economy out of that would become a digital economy, right? And success of that digital economy really hinges on our ability to secure this transaction and also provide assurance on privacy as well, right? The trust of the citizens on digital means and methods would only happen if the means and methods of digital are secure in nature, basically, right? If you guarantee that security, basically, right, then people will trust digital means and methods much better, right? And they will able to do transaction fearlessly, basically, right? So one of the very important part of this trust is certainly the citizens' participation, right? Because many of the transactions that citizens do basically, right? And they make those, either they click something or they feed something, the initial transaction basically, right? So that's why awareness matters a lot, because so many transactions that we have been doing. So having that sense of security and privacy every time you do digital transaction, digital action, digital connection for that matter, little bit sense of security privacy is very important, right? So program of this nature and the scale that NIIT Foundation and Cisco CSR achieved basically, right? And it's planning to achieve from now as well, right? So this scale is very important to achieving the awareness, security education that you talk about, right? So how do you make sure that people carry that frame of mind of a security and privacy every time they do digital transaction, every time they have digital presence basically, right? And in this age especially, where we are talking about AI now becoming central to everything, and there are 2 million models. How many? 2 million models which are there, and many of the models are open source in nature. Anybody can download and start using those models basically, right? So where enterprises and all of us has some limitation of which model we can use and which are not, but the fraudulent or fraudsters basically, or hackers for that matter, doesn't have those limitations basically. So whatever digital footprint that we are creating, it's very easy for somebody to get hold of the digital footprint and create a modus operandi, right? And that's what the advancement that we have been seeing in terms of the cyber crime basically, right? So what are those cyber crimes? So cyber crimes are primarily, definitely cybersecurity. We talk about cybersecurity, certainly getting hold of this footprint, creating some kind of payload, trying to get in your machine, trying to hack into your system, trying to probably steal your identity for that matter, and sometimes you may get into some other kind of a big challenge you create, that your machine is used for illegal part, right? But cybercrime especially is very important from the awareness perspective, right? Because here actions of the users are very important, right? And cybercrimes have 4 or 5 types of the cybercrime. One is the crime that is economical in nature, which leads to some kind of fraud, right? Other is a personal in nature, where you are using cyber means to bully somebody basically, right? Probably for that matter, you want to use cyber to really take down the person's reputation for that matter, right? There are cyber crimes which is, they lead to some kind of a serious kind of a, and there are examples like this. Means as the Data City Council of India, we have this center in Mumbai, in Mumbai and as well as in Bangalore. In Bangalore, we have a center which works with the law enforcement officials and judiciary, and also some of the national security agencies basically, right? So cyber been used for drug trafficking for that matter. Cyber is used for human trafficking for that matter. Cyber has been used, and you must have seen that, to carry out some of the very serious attacks basically, right? Serious kind of impact on the national security, right? For example, there is a TSC, terrorist, separatist, and extremist activity for that matter. Cyber could be mean for such kind of serious kind of a thing, right? How we make sure that we get hold of all those possible things that could come, and getting hold of footprint, especially with AI is easy. AI is now becoming better and better in terms of coding. So developing that payload to compromise system is now easy for that matter. So from now, the things would become more difficult, right? And things will become more challenging as well, right? And that's why cyber security or cyber crime is definitely something to be taken care of. We need to protect it, defend it, respond it better for that matter. And there are tremendous challenges as the economy is more digitizing across, more becoming more interdependent, more complex, more velocity coming into picture. So managing and protecting those infrastructure and responding for any breaches is also not easy basically, right? But that's a challenge as well, right? While it is to be taken care of, it is to be responded for, but there is also possibility of solving those problems better, right? And that's why we need tremendous amount of the people to work in cybersecurity, right? So another second important part of this program is basically get students interested or create your mind interested for cybersecurity, right? That's very important part of this. Means I know most of students want to do something in AI for that matter, right? But cyber security is a great career option. Means we had been seeing that in last almost 5-6 years of time, millions of people require in India almost 650,000 and almost going to 1 million in some time those many people working in cybersecurity. It's a complex, it's difficult. That's why it is very challenging and interesting as well. So it's one of the significant career option, and that's why we need to get people to interested to the career of the cybersecurity, and that's one of the important part that this program also looks at. Right? And the last one is somebody definitely are becoming engineer and they want to really pursue the career in cybersecurity, and that's the important part. And in coming future, for that matter, we say digitization is still early stage, but cybersecurity has come to inflection point. And next 5 to 10 years of time, it will be very difficult age, right? Because of AI, some of you must be doing quantum computing. How many of you know quantum computing? So quantum is coming, and that will probably challenge the way the security works right now, basically, right? And suddenly, tremendous amount of the spend, investment, possibilities that will get created because of quantum, because of AI for that matter. And you need very core engineering skill in this field, and that's what this program also covers that, basically, right? But doing all of this thing in a part, in a small location, or for that matter, for thousands of people is easy, right? But doing at a scale is not that easy, right? And that's the scale these kind of programs are really achieving, right? So CSR for cybersecurity, for that matter, and cybersecurity is such a great cause for such kind of a CSR contributions, basically, right? And because this is one of the important part, there is a United Nations Sustainable Development Goal it talks about. It do give impetus to such infrastructure, for that matter. It does give impetus for creating job for such kind of difficult areas as well, right? So many aspects of those sustainability and this entire world's economy, India's digital economy plus world's digital economy, which is becoming, is now hinges on the really that assurance that you give on a security and privacy, for that matter. And that's why such kind of program and the scale at which you are doing. In India, scale matters a lot. So we believe, and that's why we thought to really participate in this exercise and work with the Cisco team and NIIT team to see the challenges that we talk about, the syllabus that we have been putting together for this training, and more importantly for awareness, basically. So they are into reflecting the what we see currently at the ground level, basically. And I'm happy to see the kind of progress achieved until now, and look forward to contribute more to the future as well. With this, thank you very much for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to request you to stay back for a moment while I request P. Rajendran sir to please come forward and felicitate Vinay Godse sir, CEO, DSCI, Data Security Council of India. Thank you so much, Raju sir. Thank you so much, Vinayak sir. So, moving on, joining us virtually is an officer who had been working tirelessly to ensure that people of Maharashtra are safe from cyber frauds. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome Shri Yashasvi Yadav, Additional Director General of Police, Maharashtra Cyber Department, to address the gathering virtually. Please put your hands together.
I'll be soon joining you within 2 to 3 minutes.
So please be patient while we wait for Yashasvi sir to join the call, to join us. I would request all to please be seated. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest, Shri Yashasvi Yadav, Additional Director General of Police, Maharashtra Cyber Department, is here to address the gathering virtually. Please put your hands together. So are we audible to you, sir?
I'm just setting up the system.
Okay. Please take your time, sir. Welcome, sir. I hope.
So very good afternoon to all ladies and gentlemen. I hope I have properly connected to the conference.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I regret the slight delay because there was a concurrent conference going on. And now it's my honor and privilege to be speaking at this conclave organized by Cisco on cybersecurity. Cybercrime has emerged as the numero uno organized crime syndicate in the world. Last year, revenues of cybercrime totaled to about $6 trillion US, which is more than twice India's economy. So forget narco trafficking, counterfeiting, and other organized crime syndicates, cybercrime is now far above and very, very lucrative business. That's why we see a lot of organized crime factory-like setup for cybercrime syndicates. The old stereotype of a hacker in a hoodie whirring away on its keypad is no longer valid. Which turn out new malwares, new hacking attempts, ransomware attempts, cyberbullying, blackmailing, extortion, OTP frauds, online financial frauds, damage to the reputation, and so many other hydra-headed monsters which are emerging in form of cybercrimes every single day. So cybersecurity has assumed a massive importance. With the onset of AI and quantum computing, cybercrimes are likely to become more sophisticated and refined. As an illustration, just a few days back, I came across a cybercrime which was very unique. In this, one of the cyber criminals, using call spoofing, replicated the number of victim's father on his phone, and using AI technology, exactly replicated the voice of his father. So the number was same, the voice was same, and he demanded about 50 lakh rupees to be transferred to a money mule account. The son, suspecting something fishy, asked him to do a video call. And lo and behold, on the video call was a man looking exactly similar to his father. The victim, who was the son of a pharmaceutical company owner, immediately transferred this amount. And it was all done by fantasies of AI. The voice was spoofed, the video was spoofed, and even the number, the call was spoofed. So with this level of refinement and sophistication, it is high time we brace up and pull up our socks to bolster the cybersecurity ecosystem. I'm heading the Maharashtra Cybercrime Department, and in this, we are one of the very few departments in the world who offer a helpline service to our victims to redress the grievance of victims of cybercrime. Any person affected by cybercrime can dial the number 1930 and set the process of law into motion. This has solved a major challenge. This has surpassed a major challenge, because earlier, even persons in high position, if they were ever affected by cybercrime, they had a dilemma where to go, whether to approach the local police station, whether to approach the commissioner of police, the superintendent of police, the so-called cyber police stations, or where to go. Now there is a one-stop solution. Just dial 1930 and we can even lodge your EFIR as per mandated by new criminal laws. This is a game changer, almost a paradigm shift in which cybercrime is handled in our country. But not many people are still aware that such a provision exists. So the best defense against cybercrime is cyber awareness, and hence these kind of workshop programs are very, very important to generate this cyber awareness, because cybercrime knows no national boundaries. If I were to be asked, how can cybercrime be obviated or preempted in India? I think the best model to replicate is China model. Like they have created the Great Firewall of China. Similarly, number one recommendation is we should immediately ban darknet. Darknet serves no meaningful purpose in India. It was designed by US intelligence agencies to communicate with their agents during the Cold War era in communist countries. It has outlived its purpose and has now become a marketplace for dumping data. We have whole bank details of 30 crore Indians in darknet. We have data. It has become a marketplace for selling drugs, firearms, and this data is the raw material from which the cybersecurity scams that we take a step against the darknet. Second thing is to regulate the cryptocurrency market, because cryptocurrency has become the currency of scamsters on the internet. Because many believe due to very low KYC norms, it is very difficult to gauge where to whom the money is being debited or credited on cryptocurrency exchanges. So very strong KYC norms and regulation of cryptocurrency is the need of the hour. And number three is a death swipe on money mule accounts by the banking system of our country. Our banking system is not living up to the mark. There are so many money mule accounts mushrooming every day. If law enforcement agencies close down thousands of money mule accounts every day, lakhs and lakhs of money mule accounts erupt every single day. When we have biometrics, when we have AI softwares, why can't we stop money mules from mushrooming? If these three things are followed, India can be freed of cybercrime, and cyber security concerns can be allayed to a great extent. Now, cyber security is not just concerning common citizens. It is now impacting national security as well. Cybercrime is transforming into cyber terrorism. For instance, in 2020, at the height of COVID crisis, we witnessed that for few hours, the electricity supply in Mumbai went kaput. Ventilators stopped, the local train stopped, and Mumbai was brought to a grinding halt. Initially, it was thought to be a physical error or some kind of a physical defect. But when we analyzed, the cyber department analyzed the SCADA servers of the electricity departments, we found 14 Trojan horses and multiple malwares. Many of them having their origins to China. And remember, it was the time when Galwan crisis on the borders was at its peak. So it was the first registered case of cyber sabotage or cyber warfare witnessed by India in Mumbai. And the security and the electricity servers had a lot of defects. The matter was reported in all international media, national media, and it's time to wake up. The biggest threat is whether the nuclear arsenal controlled by computer systems all over the world, are they safe? Are they hack-free? Or even malware can be introduced there. It can lead to destruction of many parts of the world if this nuclear arsenal controlled by computer systems come into the hands of rogue elements. This is the biggest concern of law enforcement agencies all over the world. So cyber security has to be taken very seriously. And to all the entrepreneurs sitting here, my suggestion is just like financial audit, cyber security audit should become compulsory. Annual cyber security audit should be made compulsory, whether the firewalls are working, whether there are air gapping, proper air gapping, whether antivirus systems are working, whether any suspicious sites are being accessed to. All these cyber hygienic behavior tenets should be followed scrupulously. So I'm told I have 10 minutes, so I'll try to now wind up. Now, one very important thing is the lack of cyber awareness. A very telling example is that a modern smartphone, say iPhone 16 or onwards, has about 110,000 features. A survey conducted by us revealed that a normal Indian netizen uses about 50 to 60 such features. That means almost negligible utilization of the potential of a supercomputer on your palm. Out of 110,000 features, only 50 to 60 are being used. This shows that this area, which is oblivious to a normal user, is being utilized by cyber criminals to scam him. Hence, the need of cyber awareness is absolutely important. And now there is a recommendation to include it in the curriculum of children so that cyber security tenets are ingrained in the impressionable minds. To end my address, I would like to tell you that every day in cybercrime department, on our helpline, we are getting about 9,000 to 10,000 calls a day. That means 9,000 to 10,000 grievances are being redressed every single day. However, the disturbing trend is that these calls are increasing every single day. We started with about 1,000 calls a day, and in less than few months, this has increased to about 10,000 calls a day. But the silver lining is that in just a few months, we have frozen about 1,000 crores of money which was scammed and was transferred from victim's account to the scamster's account or the money mule account. But acting on time promptly, this amount was frozen and is being now returned to the victims. Imagine a person who has lost his lifelong savings, this money being returned to his account. What a great relief. And add to that, in just a few months, 62 young girls who were being cyberbullied, sextorted, and intensely blackmailed were on the verge of taking this extreme step of committing suicide due to intense cyberbullying. But as soon as we got to know that, they were traced and they were prevented and counseled, and 62 such lives have been saved in just a few months. So that's the importance of cybersecurity. And as we speak, about 128 girls are being cyberbullied. About 48 organizations are being ransomware. And about 700 odd people are being made victim of online financial crimes. So I congratulate Cisco and all other kind of workshop or a conference in which such issues are being discussed and a lot of enlightenment about cybersecurity is being achieved. Thank you very much for inviting and addressing this August gathering. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, Mr. Yadav. This is Harish Krishnan from Cisco. It is great that you could join us at a relatively short notice. Your address was invaluable. As you would know, that this whole program is about training people at population level on cybersecurity. So we trained already 1.5 million people. We have a target of doing another 2 million people across India, and we've got a very special focus on Maharashtra state. We look forward to the opportunity to work along with you to spread awareness on cybersecurity, and whatever insights that you can provide us to improve this course, we would be very welcoming of that. So thank you very much, and much appreciate you joining in this.
Thank you. Looking forward for a collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harish sir. Thank you. So, as we move closer to the wrapping of the ceremony today, before we do that, to give the vote of thanks and to summarize the key takeaways from this celebration today and this event today, may I please invite Mr. Amar Gupta, Director Operations, NIIT Foundation, to be on stage. Thank you.
So I think thank you may not be a right word. I would say a deep, deep gratitude to each one of you to really making here and to really making this possible. I would really say that this program cannot be run alone. It is a partnership that we are doing. And no a better partner than we can have for this particular program other than Cisco. I sincerely thanks Brian and Harish to really making it possible. NIIT Foundation can do only when we are supported. And I think the support that we have received, the trust that we have received from Cisco team is really, really incredible. The way that we're trying to think about different things that we're trying to implement, I think without your support, it wouldn't have been possible. I should not miss saying thanks to Rohini, Charu, and Tarun, who has really been working 24/7 with us and to really envision this particular program and making it possible. I think Mr. Yashasvi Yadav has mentioned very, very important point, and the way that he articulated the current problems that is there, I think this was really, really amazing. And thank you for really making out, sir, your time. I think that was really, really incredible to have you there. How can I forget our Shailendra Trivedi ji, who has moved away right now, but then I think when he was here, he talked about one very important thing, and I think I would like to really repeat that. We can't run this particular program on our own. This is, I would say, a kind of a mission that we are on. We really want each one of you to really support one family. I would request you when you go back, if you can really support and make one family aware on the cyber issues that are happening, I think this number that we have would be so much multifold. And I think this is like a vision that we all have to take together, and let's talk about to everybody that we meet, how can they protect themselves on cyber issues. I think the entire student journey, the entire leadership from NIIT Foundation, our own P. Rajendran, Raju sir, who has really been taken out time from his all busy schedule and being here. I think the kind of vision that he brought in, the kind of compliance, I think he has taught us why it is important to be secure and compliant. The kind of questions that he asked, and I think that is a journey that we are following. I think Sapna, who is a torchbearer for NIIT Foundation, who always guide us how we have to move forward, how we have to take this journey forward. I think without her, it wouldn't have been possible. I think special thanks to Mr. Raj Shekhar Joshi. I know he has been so much traveling across. We met him recently. The kind of vision that he has, I think it was so overwhelming. His experience in terms of cybersecurity was so touching, and I think we have really got a right partner and a state who is really looking at to really address this particular issue in a very, very systematic manner. Thank you, sir, for really taking out time today and really making it possible. We have a lot of partners who have joined here, and I would really urge that whatever we do about, and I think everybody has talked about, this is not a program. Now, this is not a need. It is like a basic need that everybody has to fulfill. Now, cyber learning or cyber security, cyber awareness has to be part of every program. So if you feel that through this particular program we can be associated with you, we would be very happy to really see how journey can really unfold. Our entire team who has been working on ground, our students who have really came, I think in the morning from Pune, from Mumbai, from buses that they have really flown in. Thank you. I think it is really pleasure to have all of you. So big thanks to all our students who are there. I know I have been requesting Mr. Vinayak to really make it possible. I know there was 3 days regular conference that was there by DSCI. He had a meeting at BKC, but he was so overwhelmed. He was so kind enough to really make his time here and really be a part of this event. Thank you. We feel DSCI is going to really make this program very, very strong, and we are going to together really take another step forward. So thank you, everybody. I might have missed a lot of people, but my sincere gratitude to each one of you for making it possible here. And this is not a program, it is a mission. And a mission can only be achieved when everybody participates. So let's all pledge together that once we go back, we will at least impact one family, maybe in this month or in this week, whenever it is possible. Let's create this awareness and make it compulsory. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amar. I think that's a great way to put an end to this program today with a request that if we all can actually, while going back home, if we can impact one family, it will be a great mission, it will be a great move. So before we wrap, I would request all our dignitaries on dais to please join us for a group photograph. Arif, may you please escort them?
We can request, I think, all the dignitaries to be here, and then we will invite all our students and everybody to join in for a group photograph. We'll also request Charu, Rohini, Mr. Vinayak to come on the stage. Hello. Charu, if you can join us, please. Rohini.
Arif, please be on stage. I would request all 4 beneficiaries to please come on stage. Darshan, Srihari, Srijit, and Shruti.
Requesting everybody to come forward for a group photograph. If every student, everybody who has joined here, requesting everybody to come. Requesting everybody to come forward. All our dignitaries, all our delegates, everybody can come forward, please. Everybody can come on stage. They can come down, they can join here. Everybody can come here, please. Everybody, please, if you can do it quickly, that would be really helpful. नहीं वो फिर ना वो बैकग्राउंड नहीं आएगा ना